The Mariners are heating up.
High fly, driven back, hit.
The Mariners are now 8 games into their 10-game homestand after tonight's loss against the Yankees, and they are now 6-2 during this stretch. They are now 16-10 in the month of May and have clinched a winning May for the first time, believe it or not, since May of 2018. As of today, they're currently 4th in the AL West, right behind the Angels, 3.5 games back of Houston, and then 6.5 games back of the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have come out of nowhere this year and have the second highest runs scored and the largest run differential in all of baseball. Then here's the American League standings as a whole. If the season ended today, the Mariners would be out of the wild card, but there's a lot of time for them to make up ground. Currently, they are 2 games above 500 and have a plus 31 run differential. But as I mentioned, the Mariners are heating up, and more specifically, their bats. If you look back to before this current homestand, they were 2 games under 500 and run differential was just plus 18. The guy leading the charge for the Mariners recently has been none other than Julio Rodriguez. Julio hit a home run tonight against the Yankees, marking his second day in a row he's homered, which gives him now 10 home runs on the year, tied for the team lead with Jarred Kelenic. And can't we just appreciate for a moment that as of right now, Julio and Kelenic are batting 3 and 4 for the Mariners, pretty much best case scenario, and Jarred Kelenic has been the most valuable hitter for the Mariners so far this year. He currently leads the Mariners in total bases, extra base hits, slugging percentage, batting average, and OPS, along with being tied for home runs, and his 140 OPS plus ranks 6th among qualified American League outfielders, only behind Aaron Judge, Josh Lowe, Randy Arozarena, Austin Hayes, and Mike Trout. Rodriguez and Kelenic are the only teammates aged 23 or younger this year with 10 plus home runs each, and it's the 3rd time in franchise history that multiple Mariners aged 23 or younger hit 10 plus homers in the same season. They joined Alvin Davis and Jim Presley in 1984, and Alex Rodriguez and Jose Cruz in 1997. Yesterday, this tweet came out saying that Julio has 5 straight multi-hit games, which had him joining Ken Griffey Jr. and Alex Rodriguez as the only Mariners aged 22 or younger to have multiple hits in 5 or more straight games. Well, in today's game, he had another multi-hit game, making it 6 in a row. And during this homestand, Rodriguez is batting .471 with 7 runs, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 stolen base in 8 games. Even though his stats haven't showed it so far this year, he's still been hitting the ball incredibly hard. Julio has made 6 outs this season on batted balls of 110 plus miles per hour, second most in the majors behind only Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals. This ball he hit against the Pirates had an exit velocity of 112.6 miles per hour, was the hardest hit ball of the game, had an expected batting average of .840, and still it was an out. Julio has just been unlucky at times. And this year, he's in the 92nd percentile in average exit velocity, 98th percentile for max exit velocity, and the 92nd percentile for hard hit percentage. For fans who attend the games, it's great news that Julio is heating up, because just the other day, it was announced that Julio teamed up with Alaska Airlines. For every home run he hits in Seattle, 44 fans in the section it lands in will win a free round-trip flight of their choice. So it might be wise to start selling some Alaska Airlines stock and buy tickets to the Mariner games, because that's going to be a lot of free round trips. And here's what Scott Service had to say this weekend about Julio Rodriguez's approach at the plate.
Yeah, the exit velocities have always been there with Julio. He's always hitting the ball hard. The timing's much better. He's staying behind balls, and that's where you see the ball get in the air. The opposite field. And I think the last 2 nights looked like what we saw in the second half of last year with Julio. Just like on every pitch and expecting the fastball, reacting to the breaking pitch. He's had good swings, hopefully it continues. But we've seen him get, I don't say hot, but he's hitting the ball differently. He's been stretches where he's gotten his hits, but he's hitting the ball in the air, he's staying through the ball. And the biggest thing, he's behind the ball, you know what I mean? And that's why he's always going to hit the ball hard. I prefer if he hits it hard in the air, because it usually goes over the fence when he does that. So.
And a reminder, if you're a fan of baseball or the Mariners, make sure to like and subscribe for more baseball content throughout the season. Or tell a friend. Another big contributor for the Mariners has been J.P. Crawford, who's been the leadoff hitter for the past week or so. He leads the team in walks, on-base percentage, is third in runs scored, and has done a great job of getting on base for those guys beneath him. Cal Raleigh has also been a solid contributor this year, hitting in his 8th home run of the season over the weekend, which was an absolute moonshot. And in 46 games this season, he's batting .238 with 27 runs, 9 doubles, 1 triple, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, and 20 walks, with a .322 on-base percentage, a .456 slugging, and a .778 OPS. And among American League catchers, Raleigh ranks 2nd in hits, tied for 2nd in home runs, 5th in RBIs, 3rd in walks, tied for 3rd in total bases, 2nd in extra base hits, and 3rd in OPS+. And by the way, both Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez's home runs on Sunday both had the exact same launch angle and peak height at 163 feet in the air, with a hang time of 6.9 seconds. Moonshots. And on Sunday, Eugenio Suarez provided a walk-off win for the Mariners, which was the Mariners' first walk-off win of the season and the first walk-off home run since Cal Raleigh's postseason clinching home run back in September of last year. This was also Gino's 3rd walk-off home run in a Mariners uniform. And what's wild is that before joining the Mariners, Eugenio had 193 career home runs, but no walk-off homers. Gino has also been playing some stellar defense at third base, as he has not yet committed an error this year, and he has the most total chances at 128 among Major League third basemen with no errors. Ty France has not committed an error this year as well, and he has the most total chances with 412 in all of the major leagues among players with no errors. And the Mariners' defense as a whole is the best in the American League currently by outs above average with 11, ranking 2nd in the majors behind only San Diego. And Seattle's .990 team fielding percentage is tied for the best in the majors with San Diego, the New York Mets, Tampa Bay Rays, and Arizona Diamondbacks. Now we get to the pitching staff. The Mariners' pitching staff leads all of baseball in Fangraphs wins above replacement, walks plus hits divided by innings pitched, which is WHIP, strikeout to walk ratio, walks per 9 innings, home runs per 9 innings, fielding independent pitching, fewest walks allowed, fewest home runs allowed, lowest slugging allowed, lowest weighted on-base average, and lowest barrel percentage. To say the pitching staff as a whole has been dominant would be a complete understatement. Bryce Miller did get roughed up today for the first time in his career, but I think it's safe to say that's the exception and not the rule. And if these guys stay healthy, we could have 3 to 4 All-Stars and maybe a Rookie of the Year. Now the real question I want to ask is who the best quarterback on the team is, because every day before throwing, I see them throwing the pigskin around. And for what it's worth, I saw Stephen Vogt and George Kirby working on his splitter, which I don't know if he's been using in games yet. Now here's a nice wholesome moment between Julio and one of his biggest fans the other day. Thank you for watching, and make sure to comment below your thoughts on the Mariners so far this year, and I'll put a link on the right side of the screen to other Mariner videos you might be interested in.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it.